When you're renting out your property for the first time, there's a seemingly never-ending list of things to do. From automating check-in, to sorting your vacation rental, you'll spend plenty of time perfecting each and every detail for your incoming guests. But what happens when these guests aren't what they seem? Although we are not trying to scare you, we've scoured the internet to collect some of the downright most disastrous Airbnb horror stories of the last few years. Hopefully, you'll breathe a sigh of relief reading these tales, knowing it's highly unlikely it'll happen to you. Here are the worst Airbnb stories that we could find. In a time-old tale of trusting your gut instincts, Colin found out the hard way that an Airbnb guest who wanted to pay cash, rather than through the website's secure system, should have been a red flag from the beginning. A quick Google of the guest's name led Colin to discover they were actually high-profile escorts who had been using the property with their clients. Upon arrival, he found empty wine and Prosecco bottles, along with used condoms and wrappers overflowing out of the bin. He suspects the escorts made a grand total of $5,000 during their two-night stay in his $85 a night rental. When Ricky Campbell booked Christina McGillian's apartment for New Year's celebrations, the host did not think twice before accepting. A few hours and a few $1,000s worth of damage later, neighbors called McGillan and warned her of the party that was taking place at her home, with at least 100 people attending. As well as leaving the smell of cannabis behind, the partygoers also managed to rip up floorboards, and completely snatched the TV off the wall. When Ricky Campbell Holly rented out her apartment for 10 days, hoping the money she earned would help pay off some credit card debt. After checkout, Holly went home to check on her property and do a bit of cleaning. That's when she found out the guest had lied about the purpose of her visit. As well as finding drug paraphernalia, drugs, and unidentifiable substances strewn across the apartment. Holly's home had been completely ransacked, with valuable items stolen, expensive rugs used as ashtrays, and the only towels left behind were blood-soaked. The guest and her visitors made more than $10,000 worth of damage in total. As many of these stories go, people who throw parties in Airbnbs do this for a reason: they don't want to ruin their own homes. Which is, unfortunately, exactly what happened to Star and Mark King's Calgary home when they rented it on Airbnb. Police said they'd never seen the house, which had been trashed so badly, and the owners themselves wished the house had burned down, rather than the total destruction that took place. Food everywhere, and furniture such as sofas and tables were completely broken beyond repair. Police described the episode as a drug-induced orgy, and an estimated $50,000 worth of damage was caused. Airbnb recently introduced the music experiences concept, with the idea of bringing people together for intimate, exclusive gigs. It did not, however, expect tourists to take advantage of this and hold all-night raves in locals' apartments. The party in question was fully equipped with a professional sound system and even a bouncer to approve tickets, squeezing an apparent 200 or so people into a one-bedroom apartment, and partying until 6 a.m., all while the Airbnb host was away in Vietnam and couldn't do anything about it.